Do you ever feel like the world is too big and your dreams are too far away? Let me tell you the story of a boy who started with nothing but a curious mind and an unstoppable desire to learn. He was not born with extraordinary powers. He wasn't born a billionaire or a genius. But through his passion, determination, and love for learning, he became one of the most powerful and influential figures in the world. This boy is Bill Gates, a name that has become a symbol of success and innovation. His story is not just about becoming rich. It's about believing in your dreams, working hard, and turning ideas into reality. It's about never giving up, no matter how tough life gets. Today, we will begin his journey. We'll talk about his childhood, his curiosity, the struggles he faced, and how his love for computers started. By the time you finish this story, you'll not only know Bill Gates' early life, but also feel inspired to chase your own dreams. And remember, as we go along, keep learning new English words and phrases, just like Bill Gates believed in learning something new every day. Bill Gates was born on October 28, 1955, in Seattle, Washington, USA, into a loving and supportive family. His full name, William Henry Gates III, came from his father and grandfather, as he was the third in the line. But no one in his family could have guessed that this small boy would one day become a global icon. Bill's family was neither very rich nor very poor. They lived a comfortable middle-class life. His father, William H. Gates Sr., was a tall and disciplined lawyer. He believed in hard work and education. His mother, Mary Maxwell Gates, was a kind and intelligent woman who worked as a teacher and later served on corporate boards. Even as a baby, Bill was curious. His parents often joked that he could stare at something for hours, trying to understand how it worked. This curiosity would become one of his greatest strengths. From an early age, Bill showed signs of brilliance. He loved books and read everything he could get his hands on. By the age of 7, he was devouring books on science, history, and even law. His favorite place was the family's small library, where he could sit for hours with a book in his lap. But Bill wasn't perfect. In school, he was often bored because the lessons were too easy for him. He didn't like following rules, and sometimes his teachers complained that he was too restless. However, his sharp mind made him stand out. One day, when he was 9 years old, a teacher asked Bill, "Why do you always look distracted in class?" Bill confidently replied, "Because I've already read the book." His parents realized that Bill needed more challenges, so they enrolled him in the prestigious Lakeside School, known for encouraging bright students. Lakeside School would change Bill's life forever. It was here that he was introduced to something that fascinated him more than books: computers. In the late 1960s, computers were rare. They were massive machines that filled entire rooms, and only big companies or universities owned them. But Lakeside had a computer, and Bill was immediately drawn to it. The first time he touched a computer keyboard, he felt like he had discovered magic. Bill would spend hours in the computer room learning how to program. His passion was so strong that he often skipped other classes just to work on the computer. At first, his teachers were annoyed, but soon they realized that Bill had a special talent. One day, his math teacher said, "Bill, you might just change the world someday." Bill didn't just use the computer for fun. At the age of 13, he created his first computer program. It was a simple game of tic-tac-toe, where a user could play against the computer. This small achievement filled him with pride and showed him what was possible with programming. During his time at Lakeside, Bill met Paul Allen, a senior student who shared his love for computers. Paul was quiet and thoughtful, while Bill was energetic and outspoken. Despite their differences, they became close friends because of their shared passion. Paul and Bill would spend hours talking about the future of computers. One day, Paul said, "Bill, I believe one day there will be a computer on every desk and in every home." This idea seemed impossible at the time. Computers were expensive, and only big businesses used them. But Bill believed it too. They started dreaming together about how they could make this vision a reality. By the time Bill was 15, he wasn't just learning, he was earning. Along with Paul Allen, he started his first business, Treo Data, which created a program to analyze traffic data for cities. They earned $20,000 from this project, a huge amount of money for teenagers in the 1970s. This experience taught Bill an important lesson. Success isn't just about ideas. It's about turning those ideas into action. He realized that to achieve big dreams, you have to work hard and take risks. Bill's love for learning and working didn't mean he was always serious. He had a playful side too. At Lakeside, he loved sitting with girls during classes. Not to flirt, but because he believed girls were more focused and disciplined. This habit made him more comfortable interacting with people and building connections. But Bill was also competitive. He loved challenges and would often bet with his friends on who could solve a problem faster. He hated losing and would do whatever it took to come out on top. His parents sometimes worried about his obsession with computers. One evening, his mother said, "Bill, you can't spend your whole life in front of a computer." Bill replied with a smile, "Why not, Mom? One day computers will change the world, and I want to be part of that." Even as a teenager, Bill showed signs of leadership. He wasn't just interested in programming. He wanted to build something big. He dreamed of creating a company that would make computers accessible to everyone. At Lakeside, Bill and Paul would stay late at night discussing their dreams. They didn't have all the answers, but they had one thing in common: a vision for the future. In 1973, when Bill Gates was just 18 years old, he enrolled at Harvard University, one of the best colleges in the world. His parents were thrilled because Harvard was a big deal, and they believed Bill would become a successful lawyer like his father. But Bill had a different plan. While other students were busy studying law, history, or medicine, Bill spent most of his time in the computer lab. He skipped classes to learn more about programming and write code. He loved solving problems and creating software that could make computers work faster. One day, a professor at Harvard asked Bill, "Why don't you focus on your studies instead of spending all your time with computers?" Bill smiled and said, "Because this is the future. Computers will change everything, and I want to be ready for it." Even at Harvard, Bill's passion for computers made him stand out. He wasn't just a student, he was a visionary. In 1974, while Bill was still in college, something happened that would change his life forever. A company called MITS created the first personal computer, called the Altair 8800. This was a huge deal because until then, computers were large and expensive, and only big businesses could afford them. When Bill and Paul Allen saw the Altair 8800, they knew this was their opportunity. They knew this was their chance. They believed that personal computers would become popular, and they wanted to be part of this revolution. Paul called Bill one night and said, "Bill, this is it. We need to act fast before someone else does." Bill agreed. Together, they decided to write a software program that would make the AL 8800 more useful. But here's the thing, they didn't even own an Altair computer. They had to create the program using nothing but their knowledge and imagination. It was a big risk, but Bill believed in their abilities. In 1975, at the age of 20, Bill made a bold decision. He dropped out of Harvard to start his own company with Paul Allen. Imagine what his parents must have felt. They were disappointed and worried. His mother said, "Bill, what are you doing? Harvard is your future." But Bill replied, "Mom, this is my future. Computers are my passion, and I can't let this opportunity slip away." It wasn't an easy decision. Leaving one of the best universities in the world to start a company with no guarantees was a big risk. But Bill had faith in his vision. In the same year, Bill and Paul started a company they called Microsoft, which stood for microcomputer software. Their goal was simple: to create software for personal computers. The first few months were tough. They had no office, no money, and no team. Just two young men with a dream. Bill worked tirelessly, coding late into the night and meeting potential clients by day. Paul focused on building partnerships and spreading the word about their company. Their hard work paid off. The program they created for the AL 8800 was a success, and soon other companies started noticing Microsoft. As Microsoft grew, Bill realized he couldn't do everything alone. He needed a team of talented people who shared his passion for innovation. He started hiring the best programmers and engineers he could find. Bill was a tough boss. He demanded excellence and worked harder than anyone else. He would often stay in the office until 2 or 3 a.m., making sure every line of code was perfect. He believed that if you want to achieve greatness, you have to give your best effort every single day. In 1980, Microsoft got its first big break. A company called IBM was building a personal computer and needed an operating system. An operating system is like the brain of a computer. It controls everything. IBM approached Microsoft and asked if they could create one. Bill didn't have an operating system ready, but he didn't say no. Instead, he promised IBM that Microsoft would deliver. Bill quickly bought an existing operating system called QDOS, improved it, and renamed it MS-DOS. He sold it to IBM, and it became a massive success. Every IBM computer now used Microsoft software. This deal changed everything. Microsoft went from being a small company to a major player in the tech industry. Bill Gates was not just a programmer. He was a leader. He knew how to motivate his team and push them to do their best. He believed in innovation and wasn't afraid to take risks. One of Bill's most famous quotes is, "Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose." This implies that success can lead to overconfidence, even when you're successful. Bill also believed in continuous learning. He often told his team, "Never stop improving. There's always a better way to do something." Success didn't come without challenges. Microsoft faced competition from other tech companies, and some people doubted Bill's abilities. But Bill never gave up. He stayed focused, worked hard, and continued to innovate. He believed that every challenge was an opportunity to learn and grow. Today, Bill Gates is not only known for revolutionizing the tech industry, but also for his philanthropic work. Through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, he has committed his wealth to fighting global issues like poverty and disease. His journey is a reminder that no dream is too big and no challenge too great if you are willing to work hard, learn continuously, and remain dedicated to your vision. So, no matter where you start or how impossible your dreams may seem, remember Bill Gates' story. Believe in yourself, keep learning, and never stop working towards your dreams. The world is waiting for you to make your mark.